Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome to my office, and this is NG65. So no, you are not losing your mind. This video is in fact now a week and 1 day late. And there's a good few reasons for that. One is I've been busy, haven't had time to record this video. And another is this dang thing, this stupid computer has had so many delays and issues on it that I literally not get it working till yesterday. But here we are now with it ready. And I kind of wanted to make this video because I wanted to show this off. This is really special. And honestly, this new computer that I've built is fundamental to you guys. You guys are really, as my viewers, a big part of why I built this and the use I'm going to have with it. So I wanted to share this with you guys, kind of talk about the process of building it, why I built it, some of the parts and stuff, and just, be able to have this kind of one-to-one conversation with you guys as we're entering a new section of the channel with the use of this new system. So first, a little bit of background information. This project, even though I didn't actually start building this PC until 2 to 3 weeks ago, this project's actually been something that's been on my mind for a couple years and has really been a dream of mine for a really long time. Building a computer was always like this big crazy thing I thought of, and it started out as like, I just want to buy a bunch of parts and put it together. I thought it'd be a Lego set, and then I started to learn about things, still stupid. And then we come to very recently where I started to build it. And there's actually a funny thing, and it ties into the title of this video if you didn't notice. This PC was basically built entirely off of eBay. So I started off when I was shopping for this PC. I am a very, very low budget person, right? I always want to get the cheapest things I can without necessarily sacrificing too much quality. So I started building it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to be spending $2,000 on a mid-range graphics card off Amazon. So I'll look for parts used on eBay. And I got a few things, and I kept going. And here we are. As I went, I turned it into my own self-imposed challenge of how much of this can I get off eBay? And now we're at a point where quite literally everything besides one single part was purchased off eBay. And that's because one of them was gifted to me. I have no idea what website it came off of. But yeah, the planning for this build really has come over many months. Ever since last school year, I started looking into parts, what I want to put in. I say the earliest thing was the graphics card. Because there's been a whole GPU shortage, prices are going all over the place. Graphics cards are ridiculous to get and find nowadays. And I want to make sure one that would be worth the money, that would be a significant upgrade, and that I could reasonably use with my build. And then I started to find other parts, and I kind of assembled it, and I was like, well shoot, I need money, so then I went and got a job, and I started saving. And then about 3 to 4 weeks ago, I finally actually went and started purchasing the parts. They shipped in, and last week on Friday, I was like, okay, the last 2 things are gonna be here. I can get this video done, I can build it and be done. One part was missing, and that was my CPU cooler. And if you don't know anything about computers, without a CPU cooler, you can't boot these things. It just won't work. It might turn on for a few seconds, but as soon as it detects the heat going up unreasonably high, which will happen very quickly, it's just gonna self-shut off, and it's not really a safe idea to do. So then I had to order a new cooler, and then I had the wrong type, the wrong bracket type, so I had to cancel that order, wait, because they took forever to cancel it because it was over Easter weekend, and then order another cooler that was also delayed on the shipping. And so now here we are 2 days ago getting the cooler, and then yesterday spending all the time setting up my hard drive and the operating systems, and today, with this time I have to record the video. So this has been a very long-winded project. A lot has gone into this from me, but I would say it's 100% worth it. Now here at the end, where I have a finished product and I've gone through it all, this was one of the greatest experiences I've had. I wouldn't recommend building a computer for anyone. Of course, you kind of have to be a tech nerd and you have to be willing to sacrifice a good amount of time and money into it, like me. But if you're into the type of things I do, which is playing games, recording, and editing videos, this is a really awesome experience, and I'm very glad I was able to do it. Alright, so now we get to the actual parts of the computer. If you're not a tech nerd, feel free to skip farther in the video. This is mostly for just people who are interested in the specs of my PC, and I also thought it'd be interesting to explain the purpose I have behind all of these and helping me, and just explain the story behind this computer. So the best thing to probably start out with this case. It's, don't remember the name, it's Montech, I believe. Oh, yeah, that's the brand. It's a 6-fan, boom, 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 3 on the front. It's got lots of USB ports on the top, and it does have RGB unintentionally. I was not going for looks at all, if you can't tell. It actually kind of matched up pretty nice, but I just wanted something functional. It cost me about $65 and was definitely worth it. The biggest upgrade I would say is not only the really nice cooling, it's also this little glass door, because I would have a habit on my old computer of finding a need to open it very often, whether I was checking on the hard drive, looking through the parts. Especially as I approached building this, I was constantly opening up my old computer to look at stuff and see what I could potentially swap out, reuse, what cables I could borrow off my old one. And screwing off a side panel every single time got really annoying. So having this is a huge help. And also I like the back panel they have there, because all my cables are hidden back there. The cable management is much nicer than I expected looking on the front. Next we can go to power supply. Pretty simple, Corsair 650 watt. I actually went through a calculator and I put together like all the parts I knew I wanted to buy to make sure it'd be the perfect power amount. It has a little bit of extra room, it's about 50 extra watts for if I want to add other stuff in or I upgrade better parts. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. It's significantly better than my old no-name, probably highly flammable and explosive 250 watt power supply on my old PC. I'm telling you, that thing was insane. But yeah, it's just a good reliable power supply. RAM, also pretty basic, DDR4, 16 gigabytes. This is also a pretty significant upgrade. My old RAM was random no-name 12 gigabytes of, I don't even remember the model, I don't even think it was DDR3. It was bad, but this is 3600 megahertz, DDR4, 16 gigabytes. This is more than enough to handle all my browser tabs, my editing programs, all that. Great stuff. It cost me about $30. That cost me like $60. The case cost me about $60. All this stuff was pretty cheap, and a lot of this actually bought new, shockingly. Next we got down here the hard drive, the new hard drive. So I actually have my old one, which is a 500 gigabyte, sitting in the back. With my Windows installation. That's still my main one. It's where I store a lot of the main stuff on. But this new one, I have actually just installed as of yesterday Linux Mint on it. And this is my new storage device for all my important big video files and just big stuff that was clogging up my old hard drive. It's 1 terabyte. It cost me about $30. This is the one thing that wasn't off of eBay. I believe it was off Amazon, but not really for any intentional reason. It's just what ended up happening. That's really nice though, because I was having some huge storage constraints towards the end of the lifetime of my old PC. So now with this, I have way more room for recording better quality videos and storing more like games and programs and stuff to work, while this is my like storage device. And eventually, when it gets supported enough, I'm gonna fully switch to the Linux operating system I've installed in here, because let's be honest, Windows is just a pain in the butt. Next is CPU, and I guess CPU cooler too. The cooler's basic, it's a fan. Cost me 30 bucks, Arctic brand. The CPU though itself is a massive upgrade from my old one. My old one was an Intel i5 4600K. Those things go for about $5 if you don't know. Those things are not good. They're really weak and it really struggled. Now, in comparison to my old graphics card, it actually wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad. This is now an Intel i5 10600K, which is way better. It only cost me about $100 to get one brand new, and it's kind of in that perfect area that I was looking for, where it's not super high powered, it's not too overheated, like prone to overheating, but it's also way stronger than my old one, which is just a really helpful upgrade. A lot of processes I do, like playing Minecraft, certain like video editing things, just general CPU heavy tasks, going to be made way better using this. Finally, graphics card. This was easily the biggest part of the build, quite literally besides the case, but also in getting it, because I spent actual months scrolling eBay looking for a graphics card. I went through so many models. I was going to buy a 3060, a 3070, a 2070, an RX 6600, an RX 7600. I went through so many different models, and I even went through Intel graphics cards trying to find the perfect one. My main thing was this motherboard is a PCIe 3.0 slot. So if I bought a newer graphics card, it wouldn't be running at its full power. Eventually, I was scrolling and I found an auction for an RTX 2080 Super. And it was one of the better condition used graphics cards I had ever seen on eBay. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a good option. I put in a bid for $235. figured I wouldn't get it, but might as well throw it out there. A few hours later, I'm at work and I open my phone. I somehow won that thing. I don't know how no one else stole this, because it is a great card for a great price, but somehow no one did. And so I end up getting this Absolute Champion. It is really nice. EVGA, of course, one of the best GPU producers out there. It's also a three-fan model. You can't really see it very well, which ensures good cooling and quiet cooling, which makes me very happy. My old PC was surprisingly loud for how low powered it was. And I guess last of all, the motherboard too. It's pretty simple. It's an MSI gaming Z490 LGA 1200. It has two M.2 slots, one I'm using for my hard drive, one's just kind of chilling. It's got, of course, my graphics card thing, DDR4, Intel 10th gen slot. It was in that kind of perfect price range where it had everything I needed, but like I said, wasn't too expensive. That was also about $100. The only thing I'm really missing right now is Wi-Fi. I'm using a USB Wi-Fi adapter, which is up on my shelf right now, but in a couple days, I have an actual physical PCIe Wi-Fi card coming in, which will definitely help for streaming and uploading videos, because right now, with that USB adapter and with my old PC's Wi-Fi chip, those just weren't good options. Like, they actually couldn't even keep up with my already slow internet. So yeah, that basically covers like all the parts in the process of buying them. It's overall a really solid build, and like I said, it stuck within my budget of about $600 to $650, which is really good for the specs. Like, a lot of people wouldn't go crazy over a PC like that, but I do for how much I spent on this thing. And I'm also really proud that I was able to actually get pretty much everything off of eBay. And the used quality of what I got with the few used things I did buy was really nice. Like, I was satisfied with just about every purchase I made on this build, which is kind of rare. Like, and everything worked first try too, which is one of the biggest shockers possible. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to spend hours and hours troubleshooting, but after the initial very long-winded build and construction of it, this actually turned out working great. So now we get to the actual meaning of this build. Like I said, I spent a long time building up to this, and I had a lot of reasons for wanting to build a newer, bigger, better computer. Of course, the simple thing that a lot of people have, adults and kids alike, of it's fun to build a big, powerful machine. It's just a really enjoyable process and a cool thing. Another big purpose was for playing games, because not only do I play a lot of games for the channel, but big surprise, in my free time, I also just like to play video games normally. Especially recently with games like Lethal Company and Minecraft, I've been playing a lot with friends. And I see it as a nice way to be able to keep up with playing with them more. It's a nice way to connect. Also, easily the biggest reason I built this PC, and the biggest driver to get this done eventually, which is finally now, was you guys and this YouTube channel. I have gone through a lot of different devices and time and learning making these YouTube videos, of course. I went through initially, back, if you guys remember, my Super Mario Odyssey speedrun, the first ever video on this channel. It's no longer up anymore. I've taken it down since then for different reasons. That was uploaded. It was actually recorded on my phone because my laptop couldn't upload it. And then it was uploaded on this absolutely chunky brick laptop that couldn't run without the charger plugged in. And I spent 4 days leaving this thing on, uploading the video, just one video. It was pretty wild. And then really quickly after that, I got another laptop that I actually still own. It's broken since then, sadly, and I have left it to the confines of my closet. But then I got to another laptop that actually could record. It couldn't record very well. It had heating issues, but I was happy with it. And I was able to start making things like my Mario Party Superstars video, Mario Kart Wii. It was a good starting point for the channel. I was editing off Windows Movie Maker as well. And then we move on to about a year ago at this point, year and a half ago, my old PC, which was certainly a machine. It actually didn't come with a graphics card initially. It was kind of two iterations. There's the original I bought for about $300, which didn't come with a graphics card. I started recording. I had it about when I began the Wonder series, my first big daily upload streak, and where the channel kind of began to take off. And I was just having all sorts of bugs and issues, and it was just a whole mess of trying to figure out how to switch from a mobile to a desktop and learning like serious PC usage. Eventually I was able to buy a GPU for that, GT 1030, let me tell you, wasn't worth $100. But it was functional, it was a graphics card. Put that in, and I've used that ever since. That's been where I've streamed off of, recorded. I've learned lots of different optimizations, I've downloaded programs, and I've worked with this thing for a very long time to be able to keep the channel running and to be able to produce content in whatever ways I can possibly find. But it's still been limiting. It's still, you know, a big hurt to be able to have all these like games and ideas and all these things I want to add and test out on stream and in videos, and I just can't because of hardware requirements. It's just impossible, or it's unreasonable. And even on the base level, I've still been limited because it's really slow to edit videos when your editor crashes like every half hour, and you know, it doesn't autosave, so then you lose a bunch of editing time, or your video quality just can't be that good. You know, I've only really been able to keep my videos at about 1080p 30 FPS, occasionally 720 60 FPS, which is certainly watchable, but as video standards go up nowadays, a lot of people are going to be really put off on initial impressions of a video by the video quality, and if I can't really provide much better than on my streams 480p at that, it becomes hard to get a running start. So with this new PC, we've kind of opened up a whole new world, and this is the main thing of like why I have this, is for this channel, because now I have a wider variety of games to make videos on. I can make bigger, longer, better videos because I can record in a higher quality, I can edit longer. On my old PC, because of the limits of the RAM and everything, I could really only make a video maybe 30 minutes long if it was reasonably edited. If it was specially edited, if it was like, you know, some of my commentaries where I have a lot of moving parts and music and stuff, it could only be about 10 minutes before the editor would just crash so much I couldn't work with it. Now, I can actually make a video and edit it in like up to an hour. I can make long length productions. Now, will I always? Not necessarily, but that's an option for me now. And I can stream at a higher quality, I can stream and record, so even if my internet doesn't necessarily support a good stream, my PC can record that footage to still make good videos from the stream experience. I can like add more different moving parts and aspects to my streams and videos to just make things more, it's a whole like world of, you don't really understand it till you're a content creator, but with like more power of your PC, you actually get a lot of new abilities for your videos. And of course, I'm not going to say the new hardware is going to make the better videos. It's the creator that makes the better videos, and now it's on me to use that. But giving the creator the tools necessary to make better content can be a great help, and that's why I'm really glad to have this. It's because it's going to enable me to make better, faster, greater videos, and to just have a lot more fun working with you guys on stuff and making things for you to watch. Now, does this necessarily mean I'm going to be making a lot more and my production quality is going to go crazy now? No. And I'd actually like to talk about that for a second, about where I've been and why I haven't been making stuff lately. A big part of that is transferring PCs. You know, I've been taking apart my old one, I haven't really had much access to it. I've been building this, so I haven't really been able to run it, so I just haven't had a medium to create videos. But beyond that, I've just been doing a lot. And I'm not about to make the excuse that I've been so busy I couldn't physically make videos. I totally could. But I just haven't made them. Between a lot of school stuff has happened, especially, you know, as a high schooler, things are gonna happen. Let me tell you, 10th grade is no exception. This thing's crazy, and especially in these last 2 quarters as we're coming to the close of the school year, just a lot of things has happened to me. I've had a lot of responsibility and work put on me to dedicate myself to, and with my nature, I fully dedicate myself to that stuff. And also a big thing that's taken up my life is socializing, doing real life stuff, because beyond the camera and beyond the streams and beyond me hanging out with you guys, which is great, I also have real people, and I've had a lot of work to do in that area of my life as of recent. Whether that's been something as simple as, like I said, just playing Minecraft with my friends pretty regularly, or just like going and hanging out with them, or more deep things like fixing relationships that I've had issues with and like working on social issues that I've had. A lot of my time and effort and thought has gone to that, and I've really just stepped away from videos recently. Summer break is coming in a few weeks, and I plan to work heavily on videos over those upcoming months. I know I said that last year, didn't really come out that way, Let me tell you, last year's summer was a whole nother mess I don't want to talk about. But this year's summer break, I really do want to dedicate myself with my free time outside of my new job, which, yeah, if you don't know, if you haven't been watching my streams, I've been working a job lately. I work at local Papa John's. It's a great place. It's been able to get me the money to make this and make more stuff for you, but it does take up my time. But beyond my work and beyond my socializing that I will take more time, even during my breaks, to do, I want to be able to just put my heart and be real and make good personal content for you guys. I want to stick to the original goal of this channel of making a video from me. Not a corporate, like, let's get as many views, let's get as much money. I know corporate's probably a bad word to use considering I'm only one person, but you know, the idea of let's just get as much content with as many viewers. I want to make stuff because I want to make it and because I know you guys like watching it. And I want to really be able to focus on that, make some of my best quality productions ever over this summer. And that's going to be my goal. And I'm going to be heavily, what's the word? Encouraged, I guess, through this system to do that. And you guys will definitely see a lot of new little things, you know, jumping into videos and streams that will be in part to my better hardware now. So this really goes beyond just a better PC where I can do more stuff. This goes to giving myself the tools after a long time of working, a lot of build up to get this done, to work better in my area of content creation. And content creation has been on my mind a lot lately. So I really want to share this with you guys. I know I've been yapping for a really long time. I'm so sorry if you didn't want to listen to all of this. I will cut the video soon, but I thought this was something I should share with you guys because it's been a long time coming, and this has been something I've been excited to share with you guys because you do mean a lot as my audience. You guys have done a lot for me over the years that probably you really can't fully understand. I couldn't even fully express, and it really matters to me. So I'm happy to have this opportunity to now do even more with you guys, as well as to now learn to balance and enable myself to live a better life so I can make better stuff for you. So yeah, that's kind of everything that's been going on. That's what this whole PC is about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a lot different than what I normally do. I promise I'll be back to making good old Portal 2 stuff. And I can already confirm, because of some testing I've done, there will be a lot more availabilities for stuff. I can now play and record Subnautica reasonably, which is one of my favorite games. I love playing that game. I'd love to make some videos on it. Recently I've been getting to Hazed, the new game by Landfall, if you didn't know about it. I want to make challenge videos on it. I'm going to beat the game first. I'm playing through it casually, but once that's done, I would love to do some streams and challenge videos. It's so fun. A lot more Lethal Company content. If you guys remember, I had that one kind of one-off video and stream. I want to come back to that game because that is really good for content and I'm loving it. And now, like I said, I can actually record and make content on it, which is great. So a lot more content on PC games and even, you know, Switch games. Switch 2 is coming soon. I have my pre-order in. I am buying it. I'm sorry to all you Nintendo haters. I really don't care. I still want to Switch 2. We'll be getting a lot of content on that console and on new PC games. And we're gonna have such a broader range of stuff on the channel. And I hope you guys are excited as I am to get into this. But yeah, for real, I'm sorry. I need to stop yapping. I do this so much. Thank you if you've made it this far into the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you continue to enjoy and appreciate what I put up here, and I hope I can continue to deliver what you've come to expect from me as NG65 over the last 2 years. And yeah, there's not really much to say. So until next time, whatever video or stream that might be, hopefully in the near future, I'll be seeing you all guys soon. So, bye-bye!